Hello, everyone. This is Breathwork Part 2 of my Breathwork series videos, which will likely be 3 videos. And my name is Inna, and I am a healer, and my practice is multidimensionalhealingarts.net. So I just want to begin by saying that today, the day that I am recording this, is April 17th. It's a really powerful new moon, and I'm not an astrologer, but I just know that it's a very rare, powerful planetary alignment in Aries, in the sign of Aries. So in addition to that, we're having a lot of solar activity. So I was really feeling it so intensely with a headache to the point of almost not recording this video today, but I just did about 20 minutes of my breathwork practice and it completely cleared the headache. So I just wanted to start with that, and this is also the reason why I am feeling so called to share the breathwork I developed with all of you at this point. Okay, so if this is your first time to my video, to my channel, then my last video, which was my first a week ago, I introduced both myself more in depth and the breathwork style that I offer. I also went over common reasons why the modern human basically has breath restrictions or less than optimal breathing pattern. And I also went over some of the long and short term benefits of doing a healing breathwork practice, such as this one, and explaining how this breathwork meditation in essence works. So if you haven't seen that first video, I recommend you start there. Today, I want to talk a little bit about how breath is life force. The way that we breathe reflects our relationship with vital life force itself. So, to break that down a little bit more, how we breathe in reflects how we take in life force and other forms of how we receive or don't receive or block the receiving of good energy, of blessings, and of definitely vital life force itself, which sustains our life and creates health. How we breathe out reflects to a degree our ability to let go, our ability to clear out, to release, right? So old resentments, hurts, stagnant energy, old wounds, beliefs about ourselves that may no longer serve us. Those kinds of really deeply ingrained dynamic and old material that unconsciously may still be, so to speak, ruling us in not ways that are good for us anymore, that can be both revealed and cleared and transformed through a conscious breathing practice, right? As someone becomes a conscious breather with a regular practice, more and more of that kind of unconscious material that still lives in the body will gently and slowly rise up for integration and alchemization and release and change. This is a really potent practice for that, and I want to emphasize the words gently and slowly. This is one of the cornerstones of this breathwork practice, which I have developed out of a foundation of a Taoist breathing meditation, right? In that way, it's different and distinguished from more rapid breathwork practices that sometimes can bring up unconscious material really intensely and quickly, and not within a field of calmness, self regulation, and experienced safety. Um, of course, there is benefits to those breathing practices as well, but from my own healing journey and from working with many clients with whom I have integrated this breathwork practice, um, I have seen and experienced that there seems to be a particular value to having the unconscious material rise up slowly and gently in the breathing practices as the person is really learning self regulation, as the person is in a field of calmness and felt safety that they themselves are generating. And therefore, they're not dependent on another or on a set of any kind of external circumstances for that field of safety and calmness. And when trauma material or old beliefs or your old hurts and pains rise up into that kind of a field, they are rapidly, literally experienced and seen through a different lens, and then healed and integrated and released. So you can continuously transform yourself into what to you is now most current and most supportive of your happiest and healthiest life. Okay, so some other things to consider with the breathing in aspect of breath work. It may relate to feelings of worthiness. Some people, especially with really difficult beginnings and you know, messages of unworthiness that we may have received early on, have shut down their breathing to different parts of their body, vital parts of their torso and body, because of an unconscious ingrained belief of unworthiness. And then the body literally does not take in and receive the vital life force that would otherwise clear out this belief. So for some of us, it may bring up that those feelings and that belief, and that is really good if that comes up, because that means it's ready to change, it's ready to alchemize and to shift. I also wanted to go over, before we dive into our guided meditation for today, the guided breathwork meditation, I wanted to go over a few specific types of exhales. I found that it's really viable to be able to have these pathways already in place of ways that you can exhale during the breathwork practice. So the inhales is where we apply a little bit of effort, just a gentle amount of effort, to create something different than our habitual inhale. And that's going to mean lengthening it. We're going to introduce counting today. So counting out your inhale so that you consciously know that you are extending it into a new to you region, as well as directing it into new places in your body where you, through breath awareness, notice that it's not flowing, that has not been previously flowing. So the out breath or the exhale part is really important to be in full release, in full listening to the body, so that when you do tap into these areas of stored energy in your body that just needs to release, that you are able to allow that. You're able to use your exhale to release that energy. Some of the exhales may want to be gentle and slow, just like your inhales will be, right? That will likely be your kind of go-to exhale, if that makes sense, your regular one. However, you may feel on occasion a need to have like a quick and big sigh, like a vocalized sigh as an exhale. And yet at other times, and especially as you practice more of the style of healing breath work, you may want to release a breath with a prolonged sound, right? Some people call it toning. That can very organically become unlocked for you through breath work. It has become for me. And that also is very powerful. That can be a way to have a release of specific emotions, to open up your voice, open up expression that has not previously been there or has been blocked previously, um, as well as to simply like allow your energy to flow, including flow out for those things that are releasing in a very organic and uncontrolled um, way. So let's take a moment and practice before we actually lay down for the breathwork meditation for today. I want you to practice with me those ways of exhaling, those 3 ways that I named. So the first one is the gentle and quiet and steady exhale, which will be similar to the inhale. So let's go ahead and we'll take a slow inhale together. Of course, slow means different things to every person, but just for example's sake, I'm going to take like a 5 count inhale. And just for reference, before I began any breathwork practice at all, I could inhale for 3 counts. It was about something like that. 1, 2, 3. That's what I could do. My breath was very locked up. Now, my typical inhale is between 8 and 10 counts. That's several years of practicing breathwork meditation. My best, longest inhales when I'm most deeply relaxed are reaching 14 counts. So the transformation of your breath and of your energy that is possible through this practice is profound, but it takes regular practice. Regular practice may mean just 10 minutes a day. Okay, so coming back to the 3 different exhales, let's practice them together. First, gentle and steady. So we're going to inhale together, exhale all your air out first. And now inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale gently and smoothly, also to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it goes about like that. As you extend your inhale to where you are ready for, similarly your exhale will extend. And many of them will want to be gentle and steady like that. And there is a wisdom and a medicine, of course, in this kind of an exhale as well. It teaches us in a way to regulate our energy. It's very regulating to the nervous system, and also it may teach you to conserve your energy. For example, that way of breathing is how singers learn to really control and conserve their energy on the exhales, which is when they sing out. However, as I already said, for purpose of release, especially of possibly intense emotions or blocked energy that is ready to unblock, it is very useful to open yourself up to more rapid and vocal forms of exhale. So let's practice the sigh exhale together. That one has obviously the sign of a sigh, and it may be like shorter than the inhale was because it wants to release kind of all in a big wave rather than in a slow, controlled way. So very much release all control with the sigh and just let it go. So we'll inhale together and then we'll sigh together. So we'll inhale to the count of 5 again. And exhale with a sigh. So if you didn't quite catch on to that with me, of course, you can pause the video, rewind a little bit, and make sure you practice that sigh. Okay, and the third and final exhale I want us to practice today is with a sound or a tone. So as we tone, it very well may be that that exhale will also end with a sigh as the tone kind of dies down, but that will generally be longer than a sigh. It's like a prolonged way to release really powerfully. So we're going to inhale together for about 5 counts in this case, and then I'm going to tone, and please go ahead and join me just for the sake of practice. It doesn't matter what sound you make. It can be a, o, u, e, I, or anything in between, or even a changing tone. Okay? What's important is that you try to listen in to your body, what tone and just how it wants to be vocalized. That is what's important. Make it personal to you. Okay, here we go. Let's inhale for 5 counts, starting now. That was an example of a tone as an exhale, ending with a little sigh. All right, my friends. I think it's almost time for our meditation for today. I also just want to add that if, as you're practicing this, you are finding that intense material is surfacing for you, or that you would really like the support of a more personal container, this is part of what I do in my work. I do one-on-one sessions, prolonged containers with people, as well as short ones to support their healing and transformation through breathwork and energy work. And I will soon launch my group breathwork practices as well. So for any inquiries regarding more personalized containers for healing and breathwork, feel free to reach out. My information is in the description box below. I also want to highlight that today I'm going to experiment with trying a soundscape in the background of the meditation. This particular soundscape was created by my dear, dear friend, also a fellow healer. His name is Sean Imler, and he does phenomenal healing work of various kinds as well, and various healing containers and programs. And his information will also be in the description box below. Thank you so much. So we are ready to transition. So please now transition to laying down if that is possible for you, or a most comfortable position where your body is supported. If you are laying down, I recommend laying down on a flat surface such as a yoga mat, if that kind of a position, again, is comfortable for your body. If you need bolsters or a little pillow under your head, bolster under your knees, or any other support for your body, of course, get it. You want to be completely comfortable, or as comfortable as you can be today, while doing the breathwork meditation. You also are welcome to put a little pillow on your eyes, or dim the lights, or close the windows. Make sure your environment is quiet. And the focus of our breathwork meditation today is to extend the time in breathwork meditation, extend our inhale, and start practicing various forms of release through the exhales. So though I won't be guiding you in the meditation into specific forms of the exhales, we practice them so that now they are accessible to you. And please Go into any of those forms of exhales, whether it's the slow and steady and gentle one, or the sigh, which is faster, or a tone or vocal note ending in a sigh, which might be a little longer and really powerful. And just listen to your body's intuition for what you need for any given exhale within our meditation today. All right, I'm just setting up my neural ambience tune by my friend. And we are ready to begin. Closing your eyes, allow your body to get as comfortable as possible. Feeling the back side of your body melting into the surface that you're laying on. Allowing yourself to get a little heavier against that surface, really sinking down, allowing yourself to feel supported in this moment. And now, shifting your awareness inward, we're going to start noticing the breath. It's as if your awareness was a light, and you are now turning that light from the mind downward into the body onto your breath. Noticing the inhales and noticing the exhales. Very literally how they flow. Noticing where in your body the inhale is reaching. Noticing how the exhale feels. Is it complete? Is it pleasant? Is it smooth or bumpy? I invite you to just witness anything that you are noticing without any judgment, with a neutral, calm witnessing. Now, we're going to notice how many counts does the in-breath take. Make it your own organic way of counting. So on the next breath in, please notice how many of your organic counts does your in-breath take. Do that a couple of times, and you will likely feel and observe a kind of average. Now we're going to start extending the in-breath by applying a tiny amount of effort to make it longer. So add a count or two to your breath in as you're breathing in. And then allow yourself to breathe out whatever your body wants to breathe out. And see if you can now maintain this longer breath in that you are now establishing. In addition to it being longer in terms of counts, it is also traveling deeper in your body, a little lower than where your breath was reaching originally at the beginning of the meditation. Perhaps your breath was reaching in the chest, so now you're guiding it towards the diaphragm. Or perhaps you're ready to guide your breath towards your belly, your abdominal region, allowing it to expand fully and freely on the breath in. And your exhales continue to be whatever your body guides you to. Some of the exhales are slow and steady, just like the in-breath was. Some of the exhales are a sigh, allowing for a palpable softening and release in your body. And some of the exhales are perhaps a tone or a held sound ending in a sigh, also allowing for a powerful release. Continue with this steady way of breathing, and anytime you notice your awareness has gone back to the mind and the mind's incessant activity, simply redirect the awareness back down on the breath in your body, in your torso, on the literal movement of the breath and the counts that you have established for your longer breath. Continue breathing like that, taking in a fuller, longer, deeper breath consistently, and letting out the breath with an organic exhale as your body guides you to. As you take your breaths in, see if you can really receive the vital life force energy that you are welcoming along with the breath in. Lovingly notice what comes up in you as you inhale with such an intention, with the intention of truly receiving that good, healing, life force energy, of fully allowing all parts of yourself to receive that vital energy with the breath. Simply making a gentle, loving breathing space of noticing anything that comes up as you breathe in like this intentionally. And whatever you notice rising up, that you are ready to release, to transmute. Do so with the exhale. Do it with a sigh, or with a tone, or even with verbalizing that which you are now releasing. And continuing to breathe like this, intentionally taking in breath and vital life force, deeper and longer than you were when you began, and then releasing and exhaling completely and fully in the manner that feels good and right with every breath. Noticing any sensations and emotions that rise up in this process without getting attached to them. So your awareness remains anchored on the breath in your center, continuously opening up that center more and more through the breath. Try to maintain the steady, slow, deeper inhale with the additional count or two relative to where you were when you began, and exhaling fully and completely. The mind is calm and empty because the awareness is resting on the breath in the body, allowing the innate wisdom and healing capacity of your body to become activated and very much welcomed. Keep going like this, taking in vital life force into your torso deeper and more fully than what you're used to, intentionally receiving breath and healing vital energy, and then releasing that which no longer serves you, and any blockages and stagnation, releasing through the exhale. Keeping the mind calm and steady on the breath in the body. this gift of self-resourcing and self-healing, calmness, cultivation of inner peace through the breath. And now we're going to start slowly coming in touch with the whole body in a very physical sense. Bring your awareness now all the way down to your feet, your legs, feeling your legs, feeling your hips, your abdomen, bringing your awareness to your chest, your back, your arms, your head and your face. Take the next couple of slow, deep breaths to feel your whole body alive and connected. Perhaps you're feeling your body at this time in a new way than you did before the breathwork meditation practice. Come in contact once again with the sensation of the surface that you are laying on. Feeling the backside of your body in connection with that surface. And slowly come back to your awareness of the room and return. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your practice today. If there's anything you'd like to share, you're welcome to leave a comment under the video, or for questions that are more personal, you're welcome to reach out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you benefit from this healing breathwork as much as I did. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.